Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I'm going to show you all about the clear block caddy that you can use to store and or travel with all of your clear blocks. So this caddy is fabulous. It's this dark gray color and it has the little handles at the top. And then of course it has the little snap here that opens up. So you just, and it snaps pretty hard. So you'll just unsnap it. And then when you open it up, it has all the foam spots for all of the clear blocks, which is super fabulous because they're not shaking around in there, they're not rattling and clanging, they're not falling out on you as soon as you open it up. They all have their little spot, and then the other awesome thing is you know when you have all of them in there, because if not, you have an open spot. So literally all of the clear blocks, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they're all in there and they all have their specific spot. And there's the little tab here to where you can stick your finger in and pull them out to use them. This is an awesome way to travel with your clear blocks, especially when you're afraid that you might leave one behind or something like that, because you know that if your case is full, then you're golden. A couple other things that I do, whenever I'm at home, this usually sits in the drawer and it might be full of all the clear blocks, but once I start playing, then I do pull them out, and a lot of times I just toss them back in the drawer and not necessarily put them back into the color caddy, the block caddy. So that's fine. I don't really use it a lot at home, but I do use it whenever I travel to crops or to parties or classes or anything like that. The other thing that you can do is I have quite a few of the smaller blocks. So sometimes if I don't need the big block when I'm traveling, then I will just put some of the smaller blocks. Oh, that one doesn't fit. I do have another one of these though, and it usually fits right there. So I put some of those in there, so it's still useful for using some of your other blocks. And then I usually just put a little post-it note in the case that says how many blocks I took or which letters or anything like that, so that I always know which ones I have whenever I'm coming home. So this is super handy, super useful. I will say whenever I do have the different ones in here, I always just make sure to close it like this. And then again, they're only rattling in that little spot and not, you know, like all over the place. And so then whenever I open it, even if I did open it the other way, then it would still be fine. They would just be laying on top here. So super handy and awesome to use, especially when you're traveling with your blocks or if you really want to keep them nice and neat. Another little trick about your clear blocks that I thought I would mention is if your clear blocks are kind of dirty, whether they have like a little bit of adhesive on them or a little bit of color, like you might be able to see some of these kind of don't look completely clear. They look a little like hinted in red or something. You can always take alcohol to your clear blocks. So I just take a tissue or a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol, and then I clean all over and around them, and then I know that they're nice and clean and there's no color on them, and it gets rid of any of that little gunk or anything like that that might be on your clear blocks. So usually whenever I come home from an event, I clean all of my clear blocks and put them back and make sure I've counted them all, so I know that I have them all and I'm not looking for one later. So that's just a little tutorial showing you the clear block caddy. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, you can always check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, to see oodles of samples and ideas for using your crafting items. Until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.